Our wonderful neighbor to the north, you may know them as Canadians. We used to always hear about them boasting about this great healthcare they've got. It's free. Free healthcare? Oh, it's fantastic. How do they do it? Well, nothing in life is free. And anything that's claimed to be free always catches up with you later. You always got to pay for it later. On the back side, on the front side, which the politicians hate making you pay on the front side, so they always try to catch you on the back side. So, amongst healthcare and other programs in Canada, a debt burden has been piling up. While this isn't necessarily about the healthcare being free, the healthcare being free has a direct impact on this. And from Zero Hedge, Ontario, Canada, Ontarians urged to voluntarily pay more taxes to cut province's debt. Christmas is a time for giving, and that is what Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne is asking of her citizenry, with almost $300 billion in debt and almost $1 in $10 of revenue going to pay interest, and already facing the highest tax rates in North America. The Star reports that Ontario officials are asking the Patriots voluntarily donate their tax refund or write a check to defray the province's massive debt load. So, key thing here, massive debt load, unsustainable, free healthcare, it's a handout. They're already facing the highest tax rates in North America. So they already have high taxes, but they got free healthcare. High taxes and a massive debt load. So even with those high taxes, they still have this huge debt load. $300 billion in debt. How is that not being paid off? As the Toronto Sun reports, Canada's largest province has asked its taxpayers to donate their hard-earned money to the cause of bailing out the much-indebted provincial government. For a mere $21,000 for every man, woman, and child in the province. So if I lived there, if Jason at 4 lived there, wife, that's 2 of us, 3 kids, 5 of us, times 21,000, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 5,000. So I could be a patriot and send them $105,000 towards the debt burden. Okay, that first implies that I have $105,000 to send, and if I do what they're requesting, I'll send my tax return back. Well, first of all, in America, I'm going to get hit this year for not having Obamacare, so my tax money may be zero. Or, JSNP, you actually owe us a couple dollars. IRS, JSNP, margin call. You don't have health insurance? No, margin call. But in Canada, they don't have that problem. They have free healthcare. But they have $300 billion in debt that can't be paid. So, even if I did have $105,000 laying around, not a chance in hell I'm going to give it to someone, entity in this case, that is so fat with debt, they're going to have to go bankrupt anyways. And then my $100,000 donation was useless anyways. Think about that. Not that even if it did really, truly help, people are just going to send the government money. You guys are taxing the hell out of me. We have the highest tax rate in North America, of course. And you want me to give you? They're not going to say to themselves, yeah, but I'm getting free health care, and I see what it costs in America. Maybe we ought to pitch it. No. That's mine. I own it. I deserve it. I earn that. I'm a Canadian. That free health care is part of the system, and I'm not giving you anything extra. The welfare and hand-me-out state, or hand-me state. And I don't mean just Canada, just the mindset of people these days. Once you have something, it's real easy to justify why that needs to stay. Even if it was free, even if it was paid for by someone else. Oh, that's mine. I gotta have it. So, no, this is not some kind of holiday joke about the Grinch who stole Christmas. On top of paying among the highest taxes in North America and coping with skyrocketing hydro prices, hikes directly caused by the decisions made by this liberal administration and the previous one, the Wayne government wants more. Or is that Wine, however you pronounce your last name? Government wants even more. Treasury Board Chair Deb Matthews made the bold request last week and specifically asked folks to donate their tax return rebate to help pay off the provincial debt. And don't pay attention to our folks, and up there they'll be saying this, don't pay attention to our folks south of us, great America, and there's a state, Illinois, they're not paying people lottery winnings. Can you imagine the state of Illinois? Dear fellow patriots and citizens of this great state, aside from us sending you IOUs when you win the lottery, we would like to request that you just hand over your tax returns to help us get out of debt and pass this impassable budget. Could you imagine that? I mean, this is one step away. I mean, really, this is like one step away from that. Oh my God. A government, scroll back up. It's an unusual thing for someone to do, but I would encourage any Ontarian who wants to make a contribution to feel free to do so, said Matthews. A government asking for donations isn't just unusual. It's like a stranger taking your car and then coming back the next day to ask if you'll chip in some money for the gas. Maybe you can pay for an oil change too. But the Wayne government is desperate for cash. For the past decade, they've spent and borrowed like there's no tomorrow. That's how they got that free health care. You see, it never is free. Nothing is free. It always has to be paid for. Again, you pay it up front, or you pay it later. And a decade's gone by, and it's now time to pay it later. $300 billion in debt and climbing. They're not chipping away at the debt. They're just barely making that interest payment, right? 1 out of $10 of tax money is paying just the interest alone, and that's it. Isn't that amazing? So, for the past decade, they've spent and borrowed like there's no tomorrow and wasted public funds with little concern for taxpayers. Thanks to all the government's reckless spending, including a pile of billion-dollar scandals, of course can't not have those, that have led to criminal charges, Ontario's government is dealing with spiraling debt. Nearly $1 in $10, as I just mentioned, spent by the Ontario government goes towards paying interest on the provincial debt. So that's 10%. 10% is going to just pay the interest payment. Now you can see why the system I keep talking about that needs to come, where governments can just print money without charging interest and borrowing their money into existence. They can just print it into existence. Don't print any bonds. Don't sell treasuries because there aren't going to be any. We're just going to use the money here locally in our country to pay for everything government needs to pay for. Once again, you could have tons of government jobs available for people because they never can say, well, we don't have enough funding to hire more people. Yeah, actually, yeah. Hold on. Let me turn the printer on. Yep, you got it? Yeah. All right, yeah, we can hire 10 more. A little recession happening in the private sector, no problem. Turn the printing press on. We'll print some more money. We'll hire all over the government. When the recession eases, you all will probably be sick of working here anyways. Go find another job. Go find the job you'd like to have had. But at least you got a job. Right? If they had that system, there would be no money going for taxes, and there would be no $300 billion in debt. Why? Because they would just be able to print it. Not borrow it into existence. Print the money. Oh, $300 billion in debt? There you go. Keep that printer going for a little while. It's going to take a little bit. Yeah, full speed ahead. Making it rain to pay off the debt. Nope, not going to do that. We're going to borrow money from the banksters. That's what we're going to do, just like everyone else has done. And now, 10 years later, a decade later, ooh, we've got an unpayable debt. Oh, where have we heard that before? Oh, I don't know, everywhere on the face of the earth, except I think Iceland, the only one that went after the bankers and charged them with crimes. has completely turned around, paid off an IMF loan in advance. Now that ain't right. Iceland, what the hell are you guys doing? You should be $300 billion in debt right now. Nope. Iceland, I think, figured it out. So, America, Canada, Puerto Rico, Spain, Greece, it doesn't matter. Why? Because they all use the same system. We borrow money into existence at interest, promise the taxpayers everything in the world that they want. When we can't deliver it, we know it'll be someone else's problem in a decade from now. I won't even be here anymore, but I want to get voted in so I can get this office and this nice paycheck and massive campaign contributions so that I can run later again and get reelected. But if I choose not to, or when I've had enough, I quit and keep all the campaign contributions. I get to keep them all, which will make me a multi-millionaire. So I'm going to go ahead and promise you guys stuff that I know can't be done, and then put you all in debt because I have to deal with it to begin with to show that I was true to my word. And you'll enjoy it for years, and then one day it'll be time to pay the piper. By that time, I'll be long gone. Take care.